Day 8 of solving math problems in C until NVIDIA hires me. So we're told that the 4 adjacent digits in the 1000-digit number that have the greatest product are 9 times 9 times 8 times 9, which is equal to 5,832. So this is our 1000-digit number, and highlighted is 9989, or 4 adjacent digits that have the greatest product. And we have to find 13 adjacent digits in the 1000-digit number that have the greatest product. To solve this problem, we're going to be using the sliding window technique. So say I want to find the largest product of 4 adjacent digits, what we would do is start at the beginning and check the first 4 digits. And then after that, we would check the next 4 digits starting at the second digit. And then we would do the same thing for the third digit and so on, up until we reach the last 4 digits. Notice that when we slide our window, we're gonna have to divide our current product by our last element in the window and then multiply it by the new product in our window. So the product of our first window is 112. When we shift over by 1, we're gonna have to divide 112 by our last element, which is 1, and then we multiply it by the new element, which is 3, which is equal to 336. And then when we shift again, we're gonna have to remove the last element, which is 7. So 336 divided by 7 is equal to 48 times the new element, which is 1, which is just gonna give us 48. Now say instead of a 3 over here, we had a 0. When we shift our window to this 0, notice that the product is going to equal 0. And every window including that 0 is going to equal 0. So when we get to here, rather than having to check every window including the 0, we can just move our window past the 0 and start at the next 4 digits. Now let's get to coding this. So first I'm going to define a window length to be 13. Now in my main method, I'm going to create a string literal called num and set it equal to my number. Now I'm going to define a variable called maxProd and set it equal to 1. This is going to store our max product. Next, I'm going to define a variable called curprod, and this is going to store the product of our current window. Now I'm going to need int L and R to store the left and right pointer of my window. Now we're going to write for R is smaller than win length, R++. Then we're going to do curprod times equals num at R minus the 0 character. And this loop is just going to get the product of our first window. And since we're storing num as a string, num R will get the character at the rth position, and subtracting that character by the 0 character will give us the digit representation of that character. Now we're going to set maxProd equal to the product of our current window. Now we're going to check every other window using for R is smaller than strlen of num, R++. And in the loop, we're first going to check if num of R is equal to 0. Then we want to reset our product and skip every window that the 0's in and continue to the next digit in our number. Otherwise, we can multiply our current number to the product of our window. Now we're going to check if our current window length is larger than our desired window length. Then we want to divide the last element in our window from our product and shift our left pointer over by 1. Since keep in mind that when we shift our window over by 1, our window length is actually going to be 1 larger than 13. So we're going to have to remove the last element from the left side of our window by dividing it from our product and then shifting the left side over by 1. Lastly, we check if we have the desired window length of 13 and our current product is greater than our max product. Then we just set max product equal to our current product. Now we print out our result. Then we compile our file. Then we run our file. We got 23,514,624,000. And our answer was correct, guys. See you in day 9.